La noche y la madre. Cuando éramos jóvenes y queríamos migrar a otra noche, la sombra de su vestido cortaba la baraja. Fumando un cigarro largo como la muerte, paseaba por el pasillo del bar, mientras sonaba la Fania. A pesar de que a veces nos olvidábamos de ella, la madre estaba allí. La recordábamos porque ya lejos todavía la desobedecíamos, y era lo único que nos hacía sentir libres. My name is Pamela RAHN SÁNCHEZ. I come from Venezuela and I write poetry. And the best thing about being a writer in Venezuela is that you never run out of tragic things and absurdism. And actually it's the worst thing at the same time, because it gives you so much to write about, but at the same time, it's really hard living in a country like this. And I think a beautiful thing about being a writer in Venezuela is that we have like a super rich tradition in poetry. And you can have workshops with poets. You can talk with really good poets in libraries. And I think that is always helpful, yeah. The best thing about Venezuela, well, being here in Iowa, I would say the weather. Because the weather is really good. It's not cold, it's not hot, but farther than that, I could say, I don't know, the landscapes, but I'm not too interested in that. I think the people, I really love the Venezuelan people. They are really resilient and they are really interesting, yeah, the people. Yeah, I think I found pleasure when I'm writing something from the gut, like something really that come as a most kind of as a vomit, but in a good way. That comes really from the heart. And I actually like really enjoy the process, even if it's a bad thing, and even if I write crying. I am a dramatic writer. I write crying. It's my thing. But it's a good cry, because I know I'm escaping from something writing. And the bad thing is that sometimes the writing becomes too personal, and it becomes kind of cruel to keep writing, but you know it's good, so you have to keep writing because that's your passion. So I would say that, yeah. I do think writers really like do affect people, like, and how people think. But I don't know if that it should be a public duty. Like, it is interesting and it is important. I do think it is important that there are writers that like write about political things and about I don't know, climate change and all of those things. But I do think that you have to write it in a way that don't become pamphletary, yeah, because it loses the literature and it becomes just pamphleteer, and I don't like that. But I think yes, yes, but no. Like, I have like a mixed view about this, yeah. Yes, I should think the state should support literature and culture in all the ways that they can do it, because writers and artists have a rough time getting recognized, getting money. It's not really easy. So my idea will be that the state have a publishing house that they could, the books will be like a little cheaper, and the distribution will be a little larger for all the writers, not just the writers from their country, but international writers from residencies that come, and that many people can have access to the book, not just like in a library way, but can really have their own copy, and it's not like a luxury. Yeah, I think that could be a good way. I would say House or Wolf by Yolanda Pantin. Caso Lobo is a book that was really influential for me. Like, actually, all the poetry from Yolanda Pantin is a poet from Venezuela. I studied her work when I was beginning to write poetry in a workshop, and that was really important to me. She has an anthology, it's called Country, País. It's a really beautiful anthology. And the work of Millo Bestrini, and another Venezuelan poet too. She's really harsh and confessional and fatal, and she talks about like really rough things in a sarcastic way and in a tender way. And I started to do that as well when I read her. So I think she really influenced me. I think I kind of write a mix between these two poets, Yolanda and Millo. Yolanda is more like write about family, and Millo writes more like about like, more like, not I wouldn't say political, but I think she is more like a poet that writes from the streets, you know. Yeah. When I was asked that question, I think that it was like the little things that were in the desktop. So I just started like, I have a candle, I have little matches, I have pens, I have books, you know. But I think that talks about the person a little bit. That talks about the writer. Like, normally a lot of people don't have a candle and a match and some, you know. But yeah, the thing is, I came like with a little plan to write a novel here in Iowa. I was like, no, I'm gonna pass. I'm gonna be now a fiction writer, but I just keep writing a lot of poems here. But I have like been thinking and taking notes about my novel, but mostly I write like little notes that can become poem about my experience here. I think I like fiction a lot, but for me, personally, I write most about what I live. Like, I gain too much about the living the life, the love, the people I met. So yeah, I've been writing about, you know, the experience, totally. Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, the last thoughts or words is that I will miss Iowa very much. I will miss my room, my 424 room, that feels like home, and I will miss the writers and all the special people I meet here. It's so corny, but it's actually really true, and yeah.